In this video, we will compose some Midi files on Sibelius' first free version of Avid software. With these files, you will be able to create songs on Vocaloid Editor and your DAW of choice, as well as any application that uses Midi files. Composing Midi files for your Vocaloid and other song projects is a good way to write songs without being able to play any instruments. The computer plays the Midi file flawlessly. If you don't have Sibelius first, there is a link to the Avid download site in the description. Open Sibelius and you should see a quick start window. Go to New Score. You want to select a blank page to start. You will see this window with the scroll bar on the left. Click on the Change Instrument tab and go to Keyboards, Piano, and click the piano until it appears on the right. Then go to Singers, Alto, and click the alto until it appears on the right. Also, alto is generally a female voice and tenor is generally a male voice. Now that you have instruments in your score, you can select the time signature, and in this case it should be 4/4. With the scroll bar on the right, scroll down a bit so you can check the metronome box. This allows you to adjust the speed of your song by entering a number value. This number value represents beats per minute, 60 being rather slow and 180 being rather fast. I suggest staying at 100 for our song. Scroll down a bit and you will see key signature setup. You want to leave this blank because we will write our song in the key of C, which has no sharps or flats. Scroll down further and you will see the info section. When I started on Sibelius, I numbered my scores starting with 01. I gave them a number before they had a name so I can track them. Anyway, name the file. Put your name in the composer section, the lyricist section, and the copyright section. Click the create button and you should have something that looks like this. Go to File, Save. Sibelius creates a song folder in your documents and saves scores there. I suggest creating a folder in scores for each song, as Vocaloid productions have more than one file to make a song, and once you save into your song folder, all the Midi files you export will save there also. Let's figure out what chords we can naturally use in our key. The key of C has no sharps and flats, so the scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And if you apply the formula major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, dim, you get the chords C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and D diminished. So in our head, let's map out a chord progression for 5 measures. Let's write a minor song and use the chord progression A minor, D minor, E minor, A minor. Now hit escape 3 times. If you ever make a mistake, just hit escape 3 times and it will back you out to where you can fix it. The escape key is your friend. This is the keypad. It matches the numbers on your number keypad. If you can't see it, go to View Keypad. You can click the note icon you want with your mouse. If you can just hit the corresponding number on your keypad to bring up the corresponding note so that you can enter it on the score by clicking it in place. The notes that you will use the most is the 8th note, which is 3, quarter note, which is 4, half note, which is 5, and whole note, which is 6. I often refer to the keyboard shortcut in my video tutorials, so I often use the number only, but I will tell you the note type it brings up. There are 8 notes in a 4/4 measure. There are 4 quarter notes, 2 half notes, and 1 whole note in the same measure. Dotted notes are longer by half their length. So in our song so far, we have the first chord in the first bar is A minor. We are going to map out this chord with 8 notes. So look at your score, hit escape 3 times, and hit the 3 on the keypad, or click the 8th note icon on the keypad window flyout. In the first note position on the first bar, put in 3 8th notes that make up an A minor. Hit escape 3 times. With your mouse, click on the bottom note of the chord, hold the shift key down to select multiple items, and click on the top note of the chord. The whole chord should be shrouded in blue. Hit Ctrl C to copy it. Hold the shift key down and select the rest of the bar with the mouse so that the entire first bar is shrouded in blue. Then hit Ctrl V to paste the chord across the first bar. Once it is pasted, and while it is still shrouded in blue, hit Ctrl C to copy it. Hit escape 3 times. Then highlight the bottom bass measure of the piano in the first bar and hit Ctrl V, and the bottom measure will be full of chords. While it is still selected, hit Ctrl down arrow to drop the notes an octave. Down arrow will move notes down one space. Ctrl down arrow will move notes down a whole octave. While it is still selected, hit the number 5 on the keypad to change the chord's eighth notes to half notes. Then go to the top treble clef measure and delete the first eighth note chord in the bar and delete the fifth eighth note chord in the bar so that it looks like this. Go in and additionally delete individual notes until it looks like this. Now go into the first bar on the alto instrument track and put in 3 octaves of A minor into the first space for a note so that it looks like this. This is just one chord repeated on the scale 3 times in 3 octaves. As it changes octaves, the notes switch from lines to spaces and vice versa. Highlight and copy the chord stack and paste it into the rest of the measure like you've done before. It should look like this. Hit escape 3 times and highlight the first alto measure. Hold the shift key down and click the bottom bar of the piano until all first 3 bars are selected. It should look like this. Hit Ctrl C to copy, then holding the shift key down, highlight the last bar so that the entire score is highlighted. It should look like this. Hold Ctrl V and then escape 3 times and you should have this. Every bar is an A minor so that to make it match our chord progression we mapped out earlier, go to the 3rd bar and highlight everything. It should look like this. Then with the up arrow, move all the notes up 3 spaces until this note is on D. Then escape 3 times and highlight all of bar 4. It should look like this. Then using the up arrow, go up 4 spaces until this note is on E. Hit escape 3 times and you should have this. All your chords from your chord progression are in the right spot now. Now you have completed the piano music and have a map of the notes that will sound good in your melody. Delete the first half of the first bar to give the singer a breathing space. I find that melodies are best with simple notes. All you have to do is type the new notes over the chord map and it will disappear. You might want to experiment at this point, but make sure to use only the 3 notes in your chord in that bar. I put a second breathing space in the first half of the 3rd bar and fill the rest with melody. Now hit escape 3 times, then click on the first bar, hold the shift key down and click on the last bar until the whole score is highlighted, and hit Ctrl C to copy it all. Hit Ctrl B to paste a new bar in the score, then hit Ctrl V to paste the score again, then Ctrl B, Ctrl V, then Ctrl B, then Ctrl V. You should have copied the 5 bars 4 times so that you have 20 bars. Now go to bar 13 and highlight it all, the info, and use the up arrow to move up 2 spaces to make the chord an F major. Now go to bar 14 and highlight all the info and use the up arrow to move up 2 spaces until the chord is a G major. Hit escape 3 times and hit the spacebar to play your Midi. Now to make a Vocaloid production, you need a Midi of just the voice to use in Vocaloid Editor or other software. To do this, right-click on the full score and open Alto. Then go to File, Export Midi, and export a Midi of your vocal track. Do the same thing to get a Midi for the piano. Right-click on full score and open piano and export a piano Midi. The files will save in the folder you made, but you need to give them individual names as they will export with the name of the song. You can import the alto Midi into Vocaloid Editor and use it to make your lyrics track. The piano Midi you can use in your DAW with the WAV file you get from Vocaloid Editor to make a complete Vocaloid song. The background music of this video was made with the Midi that you make in this lesson. It was just repeated and parts deleted, and the alto track is a flute for a part. Thanks for watching. This video was made by Tracy Poe.